Friends, hello, welcome back. Under 22 under 22 cards are out, and they are absolutely fire cards to say the very least. Lots of people going after them, and because of that, we are seeing some ramifications, if you will, to the that is a very long time, to the NHL 22 auction house, where we're seeing other areas like the Evos, like the X Factors go down in price. I've heard people say that's a great time to pick some of those guys up. They might be right. They might be wrong. We don't know. Well, time will really tell. You know, everybody's opinion is going to be different on this. Personal opinion here, have you guys been following what we've been talking about with the market? We've been telling everybody that'll listen that these X Factors are eventually going to go down. They hold zero value. There's no reason for them to be so expensive because you have to pay to upgrade them consistently. You're seeing Aho finally, 80K. Once they get under 100K, that's when things start to get a little bit reasonable. Consider they are packable all year. They're just going to keep going down. There really isn't any other logical explanation for me to see them go up because, Aho right now is only 85, so he's only 80K. He might, whatever. But when you want these guys higher overalls, you talk Jack Eichel, 50K, 100K, 165K, 180K. 186K, 187, you get the point. It's going to cost you 200K to get an 88 overall. Well, the fact of the matter is, 91 overalls are selling for 200K. It costs just as much as to buy the tradable version. And that is without including the price it's going to cost you to buy the actual player at 250K. So for that reason, I continue to say, I don't think it is a good time to buy X Factors. I don't think there's ever going to be a good time to buy X Factors because guess what? Guess what I get to open later today? Another free X Factor pack. I have so many X Factors at this point in junction of the game, just from playing the game and doing not a lot, not paying for one. I'm starting to run out of places for them. I'm starting to try to find guys, they don't have good synergies, I can't use them. Because you can only upgrade so many at a time. And I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to flex about that. Most people that have played this game since day one are going to run into that problem quickly because you're getting 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. If it's been 30 days, you're going to get your second X Factor pack from the season reward. You're going to get your 30 days for your 30 base players for an X Factor. That's 2 more packs there. You should have, 7, 8 of them? Maybe 9. That doesn't include other players you already want. So the more you have, the less the demand's going to be for these players. There's just not a lot of demand for a lot of these guys, besides maybe a McDavid or something. But even McDavid, I got his 91 for 200K, and I paid too much. Why would I pay this many coins for his X Factor on his highest overall? Just isn't going. I want to know. Gotta see real quick what the 92 is going for. I think it's going to go for a little bit more because it's a rare. I think it's a rare card. It's been in the packs now for seemingly ever. I'm afraid to look. I've been afraid to look ever since I bought that 91 because I think his price went down. I've just been reluctant to do it. I've just been swallowing that pill because I thought, you know what? Even we make mistakes sometimes. And that McDavid, yeah, 177K. 177K, best card in the game. You can get his 92 for 200K. I don't get it. I don't get the logic behind paying for the X Factors. I don't. So I'm still against that. Again, I've thought about caving just to do it. And you can if you want. You can always take the items back off. It's going to cost you coins to remove them and resell it. But let's talk Evos. Evos, different story here. Evos are dropping in price, but it was bound to happen. Evos were really overpriced in the first place. Did McAvoy lose a goal? Oh no, I'm thinking of Morgan Riley. That's a 90. Okay. I don't really see them dropping a lot, really. 140K. I mean, that's a good price. For some of these lower guys that are just not usable right now, they're going to be cheaper. This is a good time to look at guys that can go off. A guy like, Oliver Bjorkstrand. Evos really are going to be those cards, though. Again, we're talking about them being cheap, but you have to keep things relative. We just showed McDavid, 92 overall, 200K. That's a 92 overall. How many of these Evos are going to have a 92 overall at the end of the year? You're going to pay 200K? Not then. If it's 200K for 92 now, it's going to be 150K then, or 125. It's just going to keep going down. There's not a lot of value in Evos when you're paying 300-400K for these guys, unless you think they're guaranteed a 99. The price in Evos, and we've talked about this before, I still do think if you want to gamble on some, there's places to do it, and now they're cheaper, which makes it even better. But the place to do it is you're trying to find guys that are just going to go absolutely off in a short period of time. And not necessarily keep for the entire year, but to sell when they start to go off and people start to sell them. Like Morgan Riley. Apparently, I don't know how true this is. I've seen it on Reddit. You can never tell when people are, it's the internet. You can lie about anything. If people were honestly got banned for this reason, or maybe they was doing some shady stuff in the back and EA caught both of them and you got banned for doing the shady stuff, which is what happened with the James Neals, I think, back in the day. There was people getting banned for selling the James Neals for like $1 million, but really I think what it did was red flagging people's accounts, and EA looked into their accounts. Maybe they didn't ban him for selling that James Neal, but they looked into other stuff that those people were doing that was against the terms of service, and they banned him for that, and then people just blame the James Neal to get, hide the other. That happens. That's the gaming world, right? If you get banned for something, it's just like getting pulled over by a cop. You never did anything wrong. Nonetheless, though, it might be true, though, where somebody did get banned and did absolutely nothing wrong, which is kind of ridiculous because that's part of the game. They put no cap on it for a reason. But, Tyson Berry scored a goal last night. 475. I might drop Tyson Berry. He might be going right now. I like Tyson Berry, though, because he's got the synergy, but he's 450K. I seen him up for 250 last night. I have any coins. I wasted all my coins upgrading those Connor Bedard and friends. I was like, I'm just dumping all the coins and don't forget about it. I want him. So we did that. But that's my looking of Evos. They do only hold value for so long. They're great to have. Once you hit January and February, those coin balance or the prices of them stop going up when they score. You can look at a guy like Sergachev right now. He's 150K. He's on a top team in Tampa. And he could drop 2 goals any night, and then he's an 88, and all of a sudden at 150K, it's going to skyrocket. Guys like him, great prices. There's other guys who are just overpriced to begin with. Kuznetsov might be one of those guys. If he's 288K, I'm still not a big fan of that. I think, again, there's money to be made in these EVOs. You can take advantage of some of these guys, and other guys, like Anders Lee's got to drop 20 goals. I'm not a big fan of even 180K. That's expensive. I want to see this guy get down to 45, 50, 60, 70K. And then I say, you know what? There's some profit to be made because then I don't feel bad about holding a guy for 2 months because if he does score, 10 goals, I think we're almost in December. It's Thanksgiving. How many games you play in a month? The break you get there, you get the break in February. The later in the year this game gets and this player's not in the 90s, the less and less it's going to be worth because EA floods the market with 90 overalls. I mean, look, we're already getting 92 overalls. They got to meet the standard. That's the beauty of Matt Duchene right now is he's just so much better than every other card because he's got that ability to do that. The only other person that really, when you look at it, it's a lot of defense. You got McAvoy, you got Riley. I mean, these are the guys that really have a chance to take the top of the prices because I think Morgan Riley 2 more goals, 3 more goals in a week or two, and he's going to explode and be the best defenseman in the game. He already is up there with a 96. McAvoy can do the same thing. That's the beauty of some of these defensemen. Meanwhile, he just scores a hat trick. He's got an 83. He could score 7 more goals in December, which is a really good month. Still only a 90. And he might only go for 100K in December. We'll see. We don't know. Just keep that in mind, no. Just because guys are cheaper doesn't necessarily mean they're steals, but there are steals to be had. You just have to pick and choose properly. I think there's some good EVAs we bought here. That is our personal thoughts, though, on the state of things due to these cards being released. And we do have to keep in mind, and the reason these go down is because we haven't seen an event this good before. This is the best event we've had this year, which is the reason I know people are like, we didn't really bring up why these prices are dropping. The reason it dropped too is because there's other options. The X Factors were the only name in town. Now you don't have that. You have Connor Bedards who are ridiculously cheap for endgame ability. 360K. And you're getting an endgame card, 92 speed. He's got fly the zone and moves him up to a 94. And he's got that shot. Again, 96 accuracy. It's not a big difference from 96 to 99. He's an endgame card, period. With 94 speed, he can keep up all year. So you start considering that compared to some of these X Factors who might not ever touch a 94 speed. That's the reason you're seeing people jump on this. 360K for one of these guys, plus the collectibles if you get them for whatever. A lot cheaper than, that Matt Duchene, for example, that costs 800K or 700K. Some of these master collections that cost way more than that. These are really cheap. But yeah, you're seeing people buy cards or sell cards. Prices are going down. It's creating an opportunity because these cards are very worth having. But opportunities do come. I do think this. One thing I almost forgot to say. My mistake. Thanksgiving's coming up. There's a very good chance. You never know. There's a good chance you're going to see a pack sale, though. That's going to flood the market and cause prices to go down even more. Question is, what do they put in that pack? Do we get any? They haven't done it in a while. Do we get like a flashback or like, oh, Evo's out one last time or X Factors, a guaranteed X Factor pack? things like that can just wreak absolute havoc on the market. So if you're looking to play the buying game, I'm waiting till Friday, personally. If you're gonna invest into other cards, because that's all it takes. It's one little curveball by EA to go out there and say, here's a guaranteed item. It might probably won't happen, or a guaranteed 85 plus or 87 plus, where it just floods everything, drops the prices. So be careful, be weary of that, and go from there. I guess that'd be next weekend. Maybe Cyber Monday they hit us with something as well, but it seems like these deals earlier and earlier every year. I hope you guys found this video helpful, though. Thank you guys for watching.